Welcome to Voices of Impact and Change, where we amplify the stories behind the stories, the journeys, the breakthroughs, and the voices that are transforming lives. I'm your host, Dr. Mack, Chief Visionary Officer of Mack Media and Publishing, and today is a continuation of our I Am Her, Fierce, Fearless, and Focused series, where we highlight the incredible women behind the pages. And today I am honored to be joined by the Dr. Anita Lewis, the author of the chapter, Fiercely Focused Future. So welcome, Dr. Anita. I am super excited to have you here today. And I just want to thank you for joining me. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving me this platform to talk today.
Oh, awesome. Of course, of course. And so, this conversation is really for those women who are ready to move forward with clarity, vision,
Hmm.
intention, and,
Hmm.
just want to stop allowing distractions or doubt to delay their next level.
Absolutely.
We're going to just kind of, yes. And so we're going to just dive into your chapter. Like your chapter was titled Fiercely Focused on the Future. Can you kind of just share with us, like, what does that mean?
Well, it primarily means, as my mantra, I guess I will say, um, is centered around the Ghanaian Adinkra symbol of Sankofa, which means go back and get it. And essentially, it's saying to employ the past, learn from your history, learn from your experiences to educate or inform your present, and then use that to empower your future. So that's what I mean about being fiercely focused on the future. It's like know what your forest is, where you want to go, what your goals are, and be fiercely focused on achieving those goals. Use what you've learned, use what other people have learned to move forward into the future. And as an educator, that's been a big part of what I do.
I love that. And so, when did you realize like you had to shift your focus forward in your own journey?
Probably when I was in maybe sixth or seventh grade, believe it or not. I mean, my mom has always told me I was not a strange bird, but a different child in terms of I always knew what I wanted, and and that education was the goal for me in getting there. I've always been focused on school, not necessarily school, but learning in and out of the classroom. So about fifth to seventh grade, I started shifting because things in my family started shifting due to different financial situations and things like that. We ended up in the projects in Montgomery, and that shifted a lot of things for me because the the atmosphere changed from being one of hopefulness to possibly one of hopelessness. And that wasn't necessarily where I wanted to stay. So that's where education came in at. I knew that getting a quality education was my way up and out, but not just school education, but also, like my grandmother used to say, CBS, common sense, book sense, and street sense. And so I needed all of them in order to survive. And that's where, like I mentioned, my grandmother, two things: education and a village, because I knew I couldn't do it by myself. And so I was blessed to have a very strong village. I know a lot of people talk about the fact that it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes the child listening to that village. And I was blessed that I was a good listener, and I learned from not necessarily the mistakes of others, but the lessons of others. So I knew that getting a good education in school and out of school was going to be my way up and out of that cycle of poverty that I could have gotten caught up into. And so that's pretty much was the shift for me. Late middle, late middle school, sixth, seventh grade, right around there when things started falling apart, but didn't deter me from knowing what I wanted to do.
And what kind of distractions or challenges or doubts that you have to overcome in your journey?
Um, One would be the people you choose in your sphere. I was blessed that my friends were ones who were also focused on education. I was blessed that my mom put me in every possible program she could, that exposed me to life outside of the projects. I was also blessed that students from the local HBCU fed into us at the community center. So those were the things that helped me to get past all of that, if that's answering your question.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. And what does it look like for you now to, I guess, kind of lead with vision?
Primarily, it's like having learned my history. I mean, being from Montgomery, Alabama, having learned my history tells me that I have embedded in me greatness. And if I understand that, then I can walk into rooms, I can walk into spaces feeling comfortable, feeling ready to tackle them. And so that's where I want people to understand is that you have within you what it takes, that your past does not define you. It pretty much prepares you for what you're going. That's where that past into present into future comes into play. Your past does not define you. It prepares you for your present, which propels you into your future. So that's why I look into doing that.
I love that. And so, the theme of the book was fierce, fearless, and focused. And so I'm just gonna kind of break into those three components individually. And so we'll start with fierce. What does being fierce, look like now and how you pursue your goals?
Fierce now is tenacity. It's like that. Oh, I don't even know how to describe it other than being strongly, and I almost goes like, no, that's okay, fierce, being strongly passionate about it. It's like that's where that fierceness comes in there, knowing what needs to be done and just, I know you see my fist clenching. It's like, and being ready to do it. It's like being ready to jump into the fight, being instead of part of the problem, being part of the solution, not just for your life, but for someone else's. Don't just see the light, be the light in someone else's darkness. Be fierce about helping others to rise. So it's just that, yes, that fierceness. Yeah.
I love that. And so, and now moving on to fear. What fear did you have to release to really stay focused on your future?
Um, Fear of the unknown, but it's almost like it's okay to be scared. If you're not, I don't want to say that word. It's the other S word. Fear helps you move with precision. If you're not afraid, you can step into the wrong path. It's like someone who's not afraid of a car could step right out in front of it. But take that fear with you. Let it drive you. Let it determine your path. Don't. It's not it's not a bad thing to be afraid. It's a bad thing to let the fear stop you from moving forward. And so that fearless part is like being fearless means stepping out with that fear. It's like, hey, you got that fear right along with you, but it's just almost a form of protection. And so, yeah, that's like being fearless is like still letting it ride with you, but not letting it stop you from moving forward. That's where the fearlessness comes in at, not letting it stop you, accepting it, acknowledging it, but not letting it take over, take control.
I love that. We just talked with Dr. Valerie, who was also in the book with you, and she said something similar about like carrying that fear with you. And I think that was one of the things that really stuck out to me. Sometimes we try to get rid of the fear instead of kind of
Mm-hmm.
bringing it along, but not letting it stop because it may still be there. And some maybe whether it's in the back of your mind or just coming up in moments of life happenings. You know, um, Support however that fear exists, but to
Right.
be
But don't wallow in it. Don't wallow.
right.
Acknowledge it, you know, encapsulate it and move on. It's almost like compartmentalize it. Know that it's there because it can protect you, but don't let it stop you. And I guess that's the biggest thing. Being fearless means going forward even with the fear in the back of your mind. That what could go wrong? Everything could go wrong, but is that going to stop
Right.
you from doing it? No.
Yes, I love that. And so our last thing of that three part was focus. And so what keeps you focused and aligned?
My passion for others. I'm just passionate about empowering others because I've been blessed by others that I my focus is to empower others to be the best they can be and then take that into the other circles of influence. Yes, I'm going to be the best I can be, take care of myself physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, all of those things. So then I can take that strength and help my family and my friends. And they can take that strength and help a community and their nation. Take that strength and you can change the world. So it for me, that focus is knowing what you want to do and helping others to achieve what they want to do. It's like, what's their dream? And how can I help them accomplish their dream? Empowerment. How can I empower others? How can I be the light in someone else's journey to help show them that they too can do this? Yeah, it's okay to be scared, but don't let it stop you. Be focused on what you need to do, and then you can do it.
I love that because that leads right into my next question. Is
Oh.
like that woman, who feels stuck, for
Mhm,
that woman out there that's unsure about like what her next steps will be. What would
mhm.
you say to her?
Two things: steps and systems. Take one step at a time. It's like know where you want to go. Like the people say, don't just think it, ink it. I say, don't just think it, ink it, implement it. And so, steps and systems, taking one step at a time toward your goal and putting systems in place to help you continue moving in that. That way, when you have a system in place, you don't have distractions, don't deter you off your path. I think of it in terms of an iron rod. I have an iron rod of routine in my life. I know where I want it to go. Things are going to happen left, right, center, and everything. But as long as I have that focus, then those things can happen, but it doesn't take me off of my path. One step at a time, but put your systems in place. But take that step. Write it down. What do you want? What's that big leap you want to take? Write it down. Then write down the steps you need to get there. And each day, let your focus be somewhere taking you up that rung of your ladder. It's not, Rome wasn't built in a day, and you won't achieve your dreams overnight, but taking one step at a time helps, and putting systems in place to help you not be distracted left or right will help you in achieving whatever goals you have
I
and
love that.
overcoming whatever obstacles you have.
Mhm. Yeah, I love
A lot of,
that
I'm
because
sorry.
I know you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, I
Keep
was gonna say a
going.
lot of people can't see the forest for the trees, and a lot of people, for me, that means I know what my forest is, what my focus is, and the trees are those day in and day out things that you could maybe allow you not to walk through your forest. And so that's where you have to, that's where the system comes in, that you know your forest, it's there, but you keep letting those little things take you off. So don't let that happen. Be focused on your forest and tackle your trees with by putting systems in place. So yeah.
And so the last part of this is I've done this with each of the authors who've come on to talk with us. Is just to ask you to complete a sentence. So I'm going to start the sentence, and you're just going to complete the sentence. So,
Okay.
all right. So the sentence starts off as I am her because.
Okay. I am her because I am passionate about empowering others through education and encouragement. So yes, I'm passionate about empowering others through. I'm her because I'm passionate about empowering others through education and encouragement. I meet people and I listen to what they're saying and I try to encourage them and empower them in whatever path they want to go on. Perfect strangers on a train or whatever. They say, "Oh yeah, I didn't think about that." I want to be the light. I want to empower others to achieve whatever they're passionate about. So yeah, through education and encouragement. They need to learn whatever you want to do, you got to learn how to do it well. So, education is the key. And then encouragement through your village and through what you do. Be a part of someone else's village, be a positive part of someone else's village. So, yeah, that's why I'm her. I'm all about empowerment.
I love that.
Everybody I meet.
I love that. Even perfect strangers. I love that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, Dr. Anita, I just want to thank you for sharing your voice, your
Yeah.
story, your impact with us today. And I also want to congratulate you on accomplishing some things that a lot of people haven't had a chance to or maybe thought about doing. And that's completing and finishing the Guinness World Record. So if you can kind
Yes.
of share with us a little bit about that accomplishment. That's a major thing to be proud
Yes.
of and celebrate.
I am very proud of that, and I'm hoping that it continues. But back in February, in observance of Black History Month, and in protest of what's happening around our nation in terms of marginalizing, minimalizing, and trying to erase our history, I decided to attempt a world record for the world's longest history lesson. I taught for over 31 hours on African and African American history, from ancient Africa all the way to the current contributions of our scientists and so forth. I did it as a way of empowering, once again, empowering through education, that a people who know better do better. And if they knew the greatness from whence they come, they will walk with a stronger stride and a higher head and a bigger chest. And that's what I want for not just our children, but for our adults who continue to think that they can't, or continue to allow the distractions, the noise that's going on right now, to not encourage them to achieve their greatness, to reach inside their brilliance and bring it out. And so that was why I did it. And I'm thankful that I was able to do it. And the people who saw it were encouraged by it and so forth. And everybody's asking for more. So, yes, like I said, but wait, there's more. And yeah, I am looking at taking it further, doing a series of lessons where we dig deeper with Dr. Lewis. And I go more into the brilliance of Blacks in and around America and around the world, because that brilliance needs to be illuminated. And I think that's my passion now, empowering others by educating them on the brilliance of their past, their present, and their future. So be on the lookout for digging deeper with Dr. Lewis. It's coming. Let me get past this world
Oh.
record verification process, and it's coming. That's my next journey.
I love it. I love it. We're looking forward to your next journey. And for those of you who are tuning in or may tune in later, we just want to encourage you to stay connected, share this episode, and continue supporting voices that are creating real change. As you can see, Dr. Lewis is making a real impact, not only in being a part of the anthology of I Am Her, but just in her work every day. So we're looking forward to keeping in contact and really learning more about what's coming to help support us in your empowerment, Dr. Lewis. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for that. Yes.
Thank
And
you for
also
that.
be
Yeah,
yes. And also for those who are listening, be sure to grab a copy of I Am Her, Fierce, Fearless, and Focus to experience even more stories like this one. So if you've been carrying a story, a message, or a voice inside of you that the world needs to hear, this is your reminder that you do not have to wait for permission. And I like to share that, at Mac Media and Publishing, we help bring those stories to life and to turn them into real impact. And so we want to thank you again for tuning in to the Voices of Impact and Change. I'm Dr. Mac, Chief Visionary Officer of Mac Media and Publishing, reminding you to walk boldly in who you are called to be. And until next time, you are heard. Thank you again, Dr. Lewis.
you're welcome.